Hello, fellow truth seekers. This is Doug coming to you on this Thursday, May the 1st, 2025. I just posted a video of the before when I changed the lighting out. Now I've got it changed out, and I've been doing my spring cleaning. I mean, I've really, done a lot. I mean, about 2 weeks I've been really going at it. This is my office, and my office usually is piled up with stuff everywhere. This is a generator, of course, that I had to put a new carburetor on it, and I got to put some hose on it and put the linkage for the governor and all that stuff on it. But I'm getting ready to do that. But this here kind of was what I really needed to get done with some of this cleaning and stuff. But this carpet's been in here for who knows how long, but I need to try and clean it or something. But anyway, I mean, I had stuff piled all over here and all back here. But all this stuff in here, all these books, except for over here on my desk, this stuff here is my stuff. But up there, all these books over here, all these books here, all these albums, these cabinets all are full of stuff that we have on our eBay store. But I keep it in here because, it's just too hard to keep track of it, trying to sell it in both places. Now, I do have some stuff out here that I sell, like the DVDs over here, but you can see how much brighter it is in here from that other video. And there was junk stored right here. I got all that stuff moved around, but you can see, I mean, it's just so much brighter, and I put the lights down through here instead of over here. And I did put a box up here, but I didn't have a double gang cover. I just had a single plug, in place where you could put a switch in there. I did put that up there and got rid of the wiring showing exposed. Here's where them totes that were over here, I put them over here for right now. That Christmas junk. And over here, I put some more stuff on this wall here to kind of, I had a trash can sitting right there and other stuff piled over here, so I kind of moved some of that stuff around. There's some more of the lighting. I've got rid of some of it, but there's some of it still left. And I brought this chair here in. I mean, it's a real nice chair, but I covered it because of this. I knew she would get right up there and she'd get hair all over it, and I don't want it like that. So I put that on there, and if somebody wants to look at it, then I can pull the cover off of it. And I got all this straightened out down through here. I had a bunch of stuff piled over in here. I mean, it was just a mess. And I've been going through, bringing out some more stuff to put out. Like here on this table here, like this little vacuum cleaner. You can plug it in your car lighter and stuff. I put all these out. I had these boxes of them, oil filters for cars and for tractors. And, I just decided, I started looking them up and seeing what they go for. And so I set them out here. I mean, maybe I can sell some of them. But as you can see, it's much brighter in here. And, I had stuff piled all in here. The other day I had another one of these tall lights over here, about that tall, about 5 feet and 5.5, 6 feet tall. And I got rid of it. Somebody bought it. And, so, I had two other ones that were over there. I just brought them over here and put them all together. And, but I mean, it's just so much brighter in here. You can see everything clearly. And then, on that last video, I talked about how I had went through all them clothes. Well, once I went through them and was able to go through some more of them totes and separate stuff out, I had all these kids' clothes and stuff. So I decided to put shorts up here, men's shorts, ladies' shorts, and then some kids' shorts over here, and just kind of grouped all these shoes up together and put some down here. You got like underwear, and I mean, this is all, you know, I mean, some of it's not brand new, but it's all real clean and everything. I mean, so, you know, and when people's got kids, a lot of times they don't care, you know, it's the kids go through it so fast. And I got the, you know, I had these big tires over here stacked here, and so I moved them and figured that this little clothing rack, and this is all little kids nightwear, you know, I mean, pajamas and stuff, little jumpers. And so I said, well, I'll put them out here and maybe I can get rid of them. And you can see I still got totes down here full of stuff, clothes and stuff close to, that's all t-shirts, nothing but t-shirts. And they're like, you know, with graphics and stuff. And then over there, I think those are like little kids sheets for like kids beds. And then I put these other tires over here and got all them oil-filled heaters all together. And all of these small appliances, which I showed it on the last video, but I went through, I cleaned all of them, checked them all out to make sure they all worked, and then I put a price on it, on every, you know, kind of looked them up, see what they go for, and put prices on them. And of course, this back in here is kind of the junk room, but I didn't show it on there last time, but we have this, you can see this here. This is an old ice cream truck or refrigerated truck body, the box. And it's attached to the building. So, I mean, I was like, well, I might as well use it. But whenever I went in here, this floor right here, and this is a laminated floor. It's wood about that big as hardwood, but it's pieces about that wide that they put all together into one big deck and glued it or whatever, and then laid it in here and then put this box on top of it. Well, them things come apart and they was holes down in there, so I pulled it all up, got it to where you know, it's halfway usable. And then I put that piece right there's a big hole under there. I mean, all them pieces had broke off, so I just stuck that little piece of plywood there. But this is my junk, stuff that, you know, tools and just parts and stuff that I wanted to keep. And these are old fixtures that don't work. And this is stuff, and I have somebody that collects junk. So I'm going to give them all these old lights and, you know, the wire and these old appliances and stuff. They can have all that stuff and take it to the scrapyard or whatever. This is a Kettler professional tournament grade ping pong table, but it was out here and it was just in the way, you know, and I was afraid it was going to get damaged, so I just covered it up and slid it back in here. I mean, that's like a $3,000 table. And then I used these shelves and stuff up here for putting my gas jugs and all that there. These were signs for a supper club that Becca had called DZD's Supper Club years ago, and I don't know why she wants to keep them old signs. I mean, because nobody ain't going to buy them or nothing. You know, I think it just, you know, she just don't like to get rid of nothing. And so I'm using this little trailer body or whatever. This, you know, you can see what it looks like in here. I mean, it's good and solid, so might as well use it. And then all this back in here, these are all auto parts on there. And that mattress that goes, I got the bed that goes to. I got a sleigh bed that goes with. I wish they had somewhere I could put it up to where I could sell it. But this is all auto parts down there, over there, and some off-road parts and stuff, you know, like four-wheelers and stuff, and then parts up here. And then I still got some stuff here that's mine and some stuff down here. But you can see this was piled up in here with probably 30 bags and totes and stuff of clothes. And now I just got these are empty boxes that were in there where I store my boxes to ship stuff in. Kind of, you know, it's like overflow. And I think I'm gonna, and them totes, they're empty. Those bags over there, them big bags, those are stuffed animals that we got listed on eBay. I mean, but they're these real nice ones or whatever. And I've been just coming in here going through stuff. I sat down over here, you know, and I've been going through it, and that's some of the stuff I just went through. I got one of those foot pumps to pump up those little things that kids, you know, floats that they use in the swimming pool or whatever. And as you can see, there's clothes here, and there's clothes in there. These and these over here, these all over here, that's all kids stuff. I mean, these like are little tiny dresses, little itty bitty. Some of them, it ain't, you know, a foot tall, and then some of them are, you know, for like a 3 or 4 year old or whatever. And over here, you know, is more, I think these are like little shirts and, you know, little toddler baby shirts. And these are like little toddler shirts, or, you know, little 4 or 5 year old boy shirts. And then this is all jumpers. This whole thing here is full of them little jumpers. And so I gotta, you know, make a space somewhere out here to where I can put them at. And those right there, I forgot what that is. That's something I got to go through. And the same with that over there. That's a bag I found. It was in a tote and or a box, an old wore out box. And so I put them in that bag just for right now, and I'll go through them and put them where they need to go. But as you can see, I got more over here, and I want these out of here. And and I got them over here. And so I put those under there, and I was thinking about putting a couple more under here. It's like overflow, overstock or whatever. And, you know, I was telling you about these here, how they was hardwired, and I was just gonna take and mount a box up there, but I got to looking at it, and I do still need to take this cord's got a little play, but I was wanting to get something and like a little strap or something, and put them to where I could put them up there like that, and so they're not hanging down and get hung on something. But then I realized that I could just plug into this box, this receptacle over here. I need a cover for it, but I changed this light out. I'd said in that video that this was a T12, this light here, and I was going to change it to a T8, so I did, because it's the one that stays on all night. And of course you can see that ceiling there. We got a leak up there that's got to get fixed, and we got one in here. It's coming in right in here somewhere and running down and dripping down over there. But I got the stuff to fix it. I just got to get up there and do it. And then these, I ain't got up there in the attic yet to get this out, but I'm going to just take all that stuff out. I don't need it. This here, I could just plug right in over here in this plug strip. And, you know, I can get something and just hook it, you know, put it up there in the ceiling, and it'll be good to go. I mean, what I really want to do with the ceiling is like what I did outside out here on the front. That one was leaking. It was leaking all over there where those shelves, where those DVDs and stuff are. We had to put a whole new roof, metal roof up, but it's expensive. And so, and we got one section left, the main section back here, that's still shingles, this part that's leaking right here. And so what I'm thinking about doing is just start buying a little bit at a time and stacking it up, and then when I get enough to do it all. But I'm gonna patch this right here and patch that right there for right now, just to keep it from leaking. And then I gotta cut that piece of sheetrock out there and put a new piece of sheetrock in there, which is not that big a deal. I mean, I can do that stuff. And then you see our miniature lighting department over here. And I just tucked this shelving up here. I mean, it's old, these old 40s and 50s radios and stuff. Yeah, every now and again you get a collector in, or somebody that collects that kind of stuff. And, you know, I like to have a little bit of stuff for everybody. And then you got automotive stereos, and then I got a ton back there. I'll show you back in here where I had mentioned that there was 2 lights in here, and I believed that one would really do the job and replace those 2, and it did. I mean, you see just how bright it is in here. I mean, you know, and this is all listed stuff too. Of course, I've been taking some of the stuff that was out there that I needed to find somewhere to put it, and this has just become sort of a catch-all. These are some lights I just decided to keep because they're good lights, and you know, I might need one somewhere that I can use it or whatever. But as you can see, all this stuff, all down here, all on these shelves. I mean, look at this, the car stereos. I mean, and you know, this Becca will list anything. She stuff up there. I mean, turkey. Even got these turkey fantails, you know, to fool the turkeys or whatever. And electronics. I mean, old style electronics like this realistic stuff. I mean, DJ's thing here where you can, you know, it's got the this thing here to make it like you're doing rap or whatever. Now these books and stuff, they're not listed. They're from in here, but what this was leaking, which we fixed it. You know, it was leaking up here at that seam where it meets this metal building. And so we had to get up there and just tar it for right now, but I'm gonna, when I put the metal, because this part here, this part right here, and this one, or the roofs are common. And where this up here comes down on it, this part here is got shingles. Well, I'm going to put metal on it too and tie it into that metal roof there, because this is the garage part outside, which is all metal. The roof's all metal, the structure's all metal. And so, you know, it's a newer addition, and it's you know, it's much better. This here is something somebody just added on. And as you can see, this is just books that haven't been listed of all kinds. I mean, it's just tons and tons of books. But what happened is all these books that were in here, they all got rained on, and I mean, or got wet, and it ruined them. And so I just tuck and throwed away the ones that couldn't be salvaged, and then I've got stuff like this here. This is like your transformers, you know, for like electronics and stuff. Well, you know, we're always having some kind of electronics, like, you know, little CD players or cell phones or whatever that needs one, but it's missing. And so you can just come in here and there you have it. I mean, I got probably 100 of them, different power, you know, from 3 volts all the way up to 24. And then again, this is all the boxes that I keep so that I can ship stuff for our eBay store. And then I decided to keep them lighting boxes because sometimes you got stuff that's kind of long and narrow that needs a long box, and I have to make them. I have to take like a bunch of small boxes and just stack them together, and you know, it takes a lot of time. Something like that could do pretty quick. And then of course there's my Ring camera, one of my Ring cameras holders, but this phone, I bought a new case for it and it's too big. It won't fit in there. And but anyway, it's much brighter in here. I mean, I had 2 lights. There was one light over here and one light over here, and this light's brighter than those two bulb fixtures was. So save some, you know, like I said, that's what my objective was. And then here, I mean, all this, they was stuff piled all down along there, and they was just piled up down through here. All down through here. And so I've gone through it and thinned it way out. And then these clocks here had been down here, because all this stuff under here is all listed on our eBay store too. But people can't really see none of that stuff because there's stuff on the other side over there blocking the view. And so it's a good place to put stuff like that that I haven't got room in here, you know, somewhere else to put it. And then a lot of this stuff here, some of it's listed, some of it ain't. You know, most of the stuff that's got a little sticker on it like that right there, like that is stuff that's listed, because I had to go back. I had to go through everything we had on our store and locate it, because we had a couple instances where I couldn't find something, and of course it gives you bad marks, and so everything that I went through, every single item, it was like 4,800 items, and located them. And if I couldn't locate them, I just took them off. And of course, since then, I took off like 300 items that I couldn't locate. And so, and then, I've tried to, find places to hang stuff up so people can see it, like these Minna buckets and stuff. And like I say, over here, I've, some of this stuff, like whenever it's really nice out and sunny, I'll take it and set it outside, like these tables here, these end tables. These are nice end tables. I mean, they're used, of course, but they're still in good shape. And then this little rocking chair, and this thing here is a seat, and it's a ladder. It's a ladder and all, so you can use it for both. And then I got some more, like this old desk like they had in school when I was a kid. One of them this little tiny desk here. And then golf clubs, I've got a ton of them. And somebody pulled all these off and put them back. These club socks. And then cassettes. These two cases are full of cassettes. I just wanted to sell the whole cassette, all the cassettes and case for like $20. Just take them all. And then all these individuals, I sell them for like $1 a piece. And there's people still do cassettes, but you couldn't even see them before. Now with these lights here, you can see them really good. And same with these DVDs, you can see the names on them and all really good. And the albums over here, and these are just whatever. I mean, they're movies, they're video games and stuff, just $1 a piece, because they're not in case. A lot of them are not in cases and stuff, and may even be scratched a little bit. But as you can see, these have the labels. Everything that's got a label on it is listed, and that way, if somebody does bring it up there and they want to buy it, and I don't sell them for what I got on here. I mean, these are like $9, and I sell them for $5 in here, because I don't have to package them up and ship them out or anything and fool with them. And all I do is just go take a picture of it, and then when I get a minute, I'll go in there and take it out of eBay. And same with the CDs. And then these are all up here. These are all those audio tapes, so you can listen to a book or something, somebody narrating it or whatever. And then believe it or not, these VHS, people buy them. I mean, I sold like 3 last week. And and up under these cabinets here, I got like 3 totes under there full of these things. I mean, and then we sell whatever we can sell that's legitimate. And like here, I've got some like this old horse blanket. This $1 bill down here, that's what they call a horse blanket. It's way bigger than the dollar bill you got today. And then I got some coins, and this was stuff I have my own coin collection. I've been collecting for quite a while, and so I went through it and kind of got rid of some of the stuff that's just duplicates and stuff that I just really don't care that much about. And I got them over here too, and I sell some of it. A lot of times you get kids in here and stuff that's started collecting and all, and I'll usually sell them what they want to buy, and then I might even throw them in something like a Indian head penny or a buffalo nickel or something like that, just to kind of help them along. And I got to get rid of them lights though. I mean, because they're taking up space up here. And what I do is, it's cloudy and threatening rain around here right now, so I would normally take and put them outside, and so because people see them, they'll stop. And that's kind of it. I mean, again, you can see up here we got all kinds of stuff too. I mean, a lot of people come in here and they just could go around and look for an hour, you know. I mean, because there's just stuff everywhere. All these bags, you know, and I took all them ladies' handbags and all that stuff and cleaned them all up real nice and priced them. And then they got these little kids' backpacks and stuff and briefcases, these little, you know, little attaches and stuff like that. I mean, they do sell, you know, and I mean, it's not big sellers, but they do. And little bags, you know, people like those little bags like this here. You know, this is like a camera bag. And then I just put stuff wherever I got a spot to put it. And then up here, this is sort of like a lot of craft stuff, like these little tiny houses and stuff. These are, somebody crocheted these. You got these, I don't know what you really call them, but they got a name for them or something. Patton's Cha-Cha or something. And then you got your, you know, your skeins of yarn, your old hair dryers, which I don't have to worry about that because I ain't got no hair to dry, curling irons, baby dolls, and then my little bit of junk right here. And then back here, this is sort of my little, I kind of use this here as my packaging station. I got my eBay boxes here. We get them off of them, and got my bubble wrap and poly bags, you know, eBay poly bags. And then we got bottles. A lot of people like bottles. You got all these bottles. You know, and this is a nice ball jar there. And then, you know, all of them up there, and the canners, then old cans like old oil and gas cans, humidors, cigar humidors, little jewelry boxes and trinket boxes, Grolsch beer bottles with the ceramic and rubber seals on them, old advertising like this old Salem advertising here. Yeah, it's like $50. This modern art. You know, I guess by sort of a famous artist or whatever. I mean, pretty expensive piece. Then crystals, got a bunch of these, gemstones or whatever, and then down here just miscellaneous stuff. You know, like that right there, a Weller. Water jug, I guess is what that is, some kind of water jug. Old clocks, old Big Ben wind-up clock. You got little lighthouses, people like lighthouses. And then over here, these old bookends, these cat brass bookends. Cups, believe it or not, people love these big sippy cups and stuff. We sell them, you know, them big tall cups. You got your vinegar and oil cruets, little small ones, perfume bottles. You'd be surprised. I mean, people will buy almost anything. And, you know, and Becca, I guess she's got the right sense about it because she will list anything. I mean, if you look, I mean, like in here, these are sewing, quilting books. Stamps, National Geographic, and then like in here, you know, sports, your wrestling, football, baseball, basketball magazines, and yearbook, like yearbooks over here. All these are like from West Virginia high schools from like back in the 50s and stuff, you know. And then the thing that really blows my mind about what people, and we've sold a bunch of them, is these program handbills from Broadway shows and stuff. You'd be surprised. I mean, people buy a lot of them. There we go. And then these comic books. This thing's wanting to act up. Comic books and magazines and stuff, Mad magazines and stuff. I mean, I don't look at none of that stuff, but a lot of people do. And then music, all kinds of sheet music and stuff, how to play a trombone or how to play clarinet. And then and we sell like these are old pictures from Pearl Harbor. I mean, we've sold a bunch of them, and they're original pictures. And then stuff like this here, which is like travel guides for Europe and stuff, and they sell. I mean, they actually sell for a pretty good penny. And the thing I like about them is they don't take a whole lot, great big packaging. They just take a little bit of packaging, and you just got to make sure you protect them. But they, you can put them in a piece of cardboard, fold a piece of cardboard over and put them in there and tape it up and stick them in one of them plastic poly bags, and it's good to go. Then you got like all these little sets of old records. I mean, like these things right here. It's like 4 little 45 records in there of, like romantic gypsy music. I mean, and then like all these here, these little, 45s and stuff, and like these fire department and emergency services badges, patches. I mean, we sell them all the time. They're $7-8, but again, they're easy to ship and don't take up a lot of space. And then here is, stuff like small, like bolos, sunglasses, lapel, like political buttons. I mean, costume jewelry. It just really blows my mind at stuff you can sell. And then like these little Game Boy kind of things or whatever. Little pieces of costume jewelry, little pins like, I gave 5 pints of blood or whatever kind of pins. And then check this out. That right there record is an Edison 78 record. That thing is like 3/8 of an inch thick. When we got them was the first ones I'd ever seen. And so we have them. And then here we got pictures. We've got movie posters, like marquee posters. And this is the kind of stuff, because we buy stuff at storage lockers and estate auctions and stuff. So you're subject to come up, with all kinds of stuff. I mean, that you just, like, man, I can't believe somebody collected that or had that, but people buy and collect a little bit of everything. But I just kind of wanted to show you folks on the Treasure family there, the Truth Seeker family, that this is what we do. I mean, this is our brick and mortar thrift store. This the same as our eBay store is the same name, Everyday Treasures Found. And then we have a little grocery store, a little mom and pop, little grocery and carry out store. And so just, I'm back and forth between the two. And this thing here, this old lamp, this was a gas lamp, but the gas fixture stuff was, messed up on it or whatever. But it was these things are from like the 1890s, and there was 2 of them, and one of them got the guy that I got it off of. He broke one of them. But this is that iridescent, pearlescent kind of glass. I mean, it's real. It's not that heavy. I mean, as heavy as it would look, but real unique piece. And I, lamps. I got all kinds of lamps. And the thing is that, I repair a lot of the stuff. I mean, if it's stuff that can be repaired or that, that's worth repairing, then I'll repair it. And then you can see I even got like paper shredders. I got 3 of them right there. Real nice paper shredders. I mean, for $10 or whatever, $8. Good heater, that little black ceramic heater right there. That thing will put out some heat, and and it's compact, real nice. I mean, got a flatware set there in that box, that brown box there, complete set. I mean, it's like a brand new, it was like $800 or something, really nice. And it's all there. Everything's there, complete, never been used. And I'm asking like a couple $100 for it, but then a cheese box, that thing there that says aged on it, that's a wheel of cheese come in that. And as you can see, more book bags and the Hello Kitty. There's one lady I know that she collects that Hello Kitty stuff, and she's probably got a ton of it. And everything like winches, for four-wheelers and stuff, power tools. Anything that, somebody might be interested in. Contact paper. Old erector set, and then it's totally complete. Everything's there. Gilbert erector set from like 1958. And, it's build your own rocket or whatever. And, but you can build all kinds of stuff. That was just the main thing you built with it, but you can assemble anything you want with it, that you got the parts to do it with. And then this thing, I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but it's got this top here, and you put it right here, and you pull the string through there, and you pull it out, and you set up these pins, these little like bowling pins, and you pull that string and let it go, and it just whips around like this right here, and just pow, and goes through here, and comes down here, and boom, 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 does the same thing, and then you go back in here, and it really gives you the points or whatever. But you can see I got all the pins, the whole set, and $75. This is vintage or even antique, and it's in really good condition, and then there's another shredder. Those things, it seems like every place I go to a storage locker or whatever, there's one of them in there. There's certain stuff that there's always some of them. There's always some of them little electric heaters, always some of those paper shredders. And then, down here, and of course I got all this stuff here, and none of it needs to be, somebody that's got the time to fool with these components, because they're old. That's got an 8-track in it down there. Don't work. Now that one there does, but none of them turntables, they're all, locked up or whatever. And you got these old speakers I was just using to kind of test them. Got my TV back here to test it, but the thing about that TV is you can only use HDMI on it, so I can't use some of these old VHS and CD or DVD players that use the RCA jacks. You can't use it on there. And then this is stuff that Becca canned last year, so I keep some of it here, and we've got it around different places, and then more of those lighthouses and candles and you name it. And then some of them, some of these over here are like that woman in there, that mountain woman or whatever, that's listed. And I think maybe that big thing right there is. And then you got little corner shelves like that, this little corner shelf, knick-knack shelves. And one of the things I get a lot of interest in is these wooden, I call them hat boxes. I don't know what they just storage boxes or whatever, but they're wood and they're hand painted. Pretty desirable. Of course, a lot of people don't like the prices, but I think they're reasonable. I think I got $40 on this big one, and like $25 on that little one, and I think that's pretty fair. For something that's that unique. And so there you have it. And then here, lamps, oil lamps, all kinds of candles, candle holders, weights, little hand weights, for people that want to, do a little fitness, paintings, pictures. We got them everywhere. I got, like here, I got a stack of them right there, got the little kind right there, and these are all like frames and stuff, picture frames. And there's a big stack of National Geographic, 2 stacks of them over there, and some kind of, I forgot what in magazines, or West Virginia or something like that magazine. And then you got more pictures over here. Just stacks of them. And this is the school books and pens, pencils, notebooks, flashcards, crayons, that kind of stuff. Old phones, old wall phone. I mean, these things right here, we had one when I was a kid. We didn't have one of these, but we had the old rotary. More pictures, old computers. I mean, people don't buy them to use them. They buy them like for the parts off of them and stuff. Nice printers. Got 3 really nice printers over here. But the thing about them things is that you can buy them for a dime a dozen now. It's the inks where they get you. And then and this is a unique piece too. This curio or whatever it is, but a lot of interest in that, and it's old and it's kind of unique. I'm asking like $250 for it. But there you kind of have it. Hummingbird feeders up here. Cookie jars, little camp pot, little water pitcher, little thing like for the kitchen. That's you can put like the little recipe cards in. A real nice shoebox. Somebody shine shoebox. There's a newspaper magazine thing. Some nice little canisters. Rabbit. A little seal there, wooden. That's wood, handmade. Somebody made that. That's nice. More cookie jars. Of course, sports stuff. This is nice. This is metal. I mean, it's a real nice piece. It'd be nice for outside or something, to put a flower arrangement in. And then I got this really nice canister set right there. I'm asking like $25 for it, and it's like new. I mean, it's in really good condition. And this is cool. This little wagon, this little red wagon right here, an old gas can. I mean, that can's old. That's from like the 40s or somewhere. This is kind of what we do. And little old little metal die-cast cars and trucks. Old it's not a carbide lamp, but it's an old lamp. It uses one of them big 6-volt batteries. A little engine here. You put batteries in it and turn it on, and it little LED lights light up. There's one of them that came out, but the LEDs light up as it's going around, and the cylinders come up and down and all it, demonstrating how an engine works or whatever, I guess. And then this here, get a lot of comments on this, and the old Tonka crane scallop with the scallop claws on it. I mean, a lot of people like those. They collect them. But anyhow, that's kind of what we do, where we're at. And this is neat too. This is an old, from the 1800s, oil can, kerosene can. And it's wood on the outside, it's metal on the inside, but the outside of it's wood, like a barrel, kind of like the way they do a oak barrel or whatever. So we got some pretty interesting stuff. And so I just kind of wanted to let you folks kind of see what the old boy does. I don't just get on there and run my mouth on YouTube. I do actually have a job. And this is, all this stuff here pretty much, whenever I started in here, I used to just get outside out here. I don't know, some of you maybe seen some of our videos on Becca's channel, but I'll show you the outside here. And this flag, I got to figure out some kind of way to get this thing to put some weights on it or something, because it wants to just keep getting tangled up. But this is the outside, and so we put that metal roof there on. We put that metal across the front up there. It was wood, and we put this metal here on. And but we got to do some painting, which we've put in a lady that's here. They got a business in town. They are doing a this facade grant, and so we might be able to get some of this stuff done like that, like the painting up there, and a nicer sign, maybe a sign on a pole, and then we was gonna fit, which that right there, that's coming down from there. But anyway, I got the metal in there to do this, but I don't have the metal to do that down there because that stuff's expensive. So what I was thinking about doing was like a mural, like Everyday Treasures found along there, and finish doing this soffit here, get this soffit finished up with some of that plastic soffit with the vent in it, and then paint up there, finish up some of that stuff there, put some metal down that way, and then put a cap on that. Just stuff like that needs to be done. Some repairs up there, and you can see the hill back there that I was talking about. I mean, that in that previous video, the water comes down off of it to the back of the building, and that's an old sign there that used to be on the wall here, but it's kind of ragged. I thought about building a cart for it and having it so it points at the building or whatever with a sign in it. But anyway, folks, I'm gonna sign off, and I'll see you folks on Shabbat if Yahuwah is willing.